Okie dokie, here we are again. Trying to get settled. I'm a little bit, it's the end of the summer, and here that can be just crazy. I stay, but, most of the people split. And so there's this pressure kind of builds up on, oh my God, the summer's getting away from us. We got to touch base with you before we go. And of course, I want to see them too. But it gets condensed to the point where it's a little nutty, and I feel like I'm running around saying bye bye and kind of missing out on the last sweet time we could be sharing in a relaxed way. It's not really a problem per se, but it gets it's a kind of triage effect. I mean, really, it's crazy. Like, who do I need to touch base with more? Is it the person I've been having trouble with? To get on a better footing? Is it the person who, for whom this might be, or they think it might be their last summer here? For whatever reasons, they're moving or aging out or whatever it is. Not to mention what that the same things are happening to me. That my life is sort of, how much time is there left, and that kind of anxiety around that. And I remember when I was about 17, talking to a friend of mine who was desperate about, he was 17, about mortality and time running out. And I said, I think he was trying to sound me out. Do you feel the same way? And I said, no, I really don't. Because I figure whatever time there is, that's the span. And it'll be enough for whatever we can do here, as long as we show up moment to moment in a present way. We have no control over how many more moments we have. But make these ones count. And I think it's also okay to say, I don't have time for this particular thing anymore. I don't know why my thing always falls off. My time is precious. And I'm going to decide and triage. A few cards left on the table we're supposed to take. And triage, in ideal circumstances, this is Earth. In heaven, perhaps there's unlimited time, and we don't need to do things sequentially. And here we do. And I think one of the most important things, too, is to be honest about how we want to show up in the moment with this person or that person. But I think it's also if we can relax into it and kind of acknowledge it's not entirely in our control, that there's a kind of organic way in which it will unfold, because Hoosie Face will come knocking at the door and need to talk, and you make tea and time and you talk. And that's good for both of you. Or I've made an appointment, set aside time 3 weeks ago to talk to this person who's going to be leaving day after tomorrow. And I need to touch base. And just sort of trust the push-pull of that more. That we have the time we need. First card out, Magician. One of the things the Magician, Major Arcana card number 1, it's the personal power to bring through what's timely. A card of Gemini, Virgo. What do we want? I mean, it's Virgo season. What do we want to manifest and bring in this time of harvest, wrapping up the seasons, people are leaving. It's the changing of the guard, sort of. What do we want to manifest? Three of Cups. This is sort of, as I read it, the wider circle of friends. This is your peeps, the people you feel connected to. And for me, it's sort of the non-binary connection. It's the wider circle. It's not about who will I couple with in these last few days. Let me find the person. It's how do we celebrate who we are, where we are, who we're connected to. It's the friend card. And I get the feeling of wanting to manifest, Magician, this connection, this Three of Cups thing, with the idea that time, it really isn't a factor. The people you're connected to in that way, you can be apart and it doesn't sever the bond. And it's secure enough so you're not always having to shore it up. See, I care about you, I'm here, let's have tea here and there, and, make sure every connection is reinforced. With this, it's like, it's not just you. It's the meeting. It's the clinking of the glasses. Here we are, all here. Yay! Yay, us! Tell us about this Three of Cups. Knight of Wands. Well, this is more that erratic energy of here, there, and everywhere. I'm going to dart around, and in every direction, wands are directional. In a kind of frenetic state. Touch base with this one, touch base with that one, but immediately checking out to go on to the next one. Trying to fit everything in. You lose this relaxed sense of, let's kick back. We love each other. The connection is secure. Frantic. That's not what we want to manifest. Gemini, the other half of this Virgo-Gemini connection, is the lover's connection. Gemini, represented by, in Major Arcana, the card of the Lovers. This is sort of like the Lovers, but expanded. It's not that, it's where triangulation is good. It's not just bing, 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 back and forth in one connection. This is kind of going so fast and so frantically, no connection of any duration is able to be established. So let's get some more on that, the Knight of Wands. What say you, Knight? Why are you frantic? Eight of Cups. This can be a card of leaving, or a card of return, or both. I'll dart in, I'll dart out. I'll dart in again, I'll dart out again. Try to cover all the bases. In Cups energy, in the energy of feelings and emotion and connection, what you feel for each other, and I'm seeing this now as like, this is the constant return. With this energy, you're reassured that the connection can't be broken. There's a calm to this. The dove is here. And there's something about resurfacing. Getting a breath of air. Because if you're in this is an agitated state. It's also seen as an immature energy. As if you're somebody is rushing around so fast, there's no chance to stay put and kind of establish something. So coming up for air. you know, in this cup's energy. Coming up for air. Okay. Okay, I'm supposed to just lay it out. High Priestess under Magician. Magician's card of 1, High Priestess card of 2 in the Major Arcana. This is the masculine energy. I'll do it. I'll bring it through. I have the power. I have all the suits here on my table in front of me to manifest. I've got everything I need. You know, I'm powerful enough to make this happen, to manifest it. High Priestess, feminine energy of the moon, a card of Cancer and Libra, and to me, all the divine feminines. That receptive energy of, it will come to me. I don't need to rush around it. I don't need all my tools to make this happen. You know, I'm connected. And I wish I had my glasses. Oh, here we go. Hang on just a sec. Because she has something in her lap. Oh, she's holding the star. We saw the star here. The star in the rainbow. The star in the hand. Not something you need to seek for. Willing to be sought. We had that yesterday all over the place. This is a very calm card to me. It's certainly not this energy. Moon energy does not chase. Moon energy receives. Certainly not frenetic. Centered. Connected. And this guy's connected via the channel, his wand above, and then this bring it below. I'm connected that way. To manipulate, you know, not in that sort of sense, but yeah, it's an active principle. I can do this. Whereas she's connected via these filaments. They appear fragile, but they're not. They kind of center her, right, in between these two. I never quite understood why High Priestess was also a card of Libra. It's the balance. She's in a kind of portal place, and she's right centered in the middle, under the moon. Equidistance from these two apparent opposites. And here's the full moon, the waxing full moon and the waning full moon, coming into fruition, moving out of fruition, into the new thing, the new beginning. She's cyclical, whereas Magician, it strikes me here as somewhat more linear. I'm bringing this in. Where she's bringing it in, these filaments coming into her head. And I was supposed to lay it out, so let's keep doing that. Yep. On the 3 of Cups, Hangman. Card of Pisces. Again, a water energy. Happens to be the Pisces full moon, which is now waxing. You know, it's still up in the night sky, and it's closer. There's something to do with that. That moon energy. Supermoon. Closer to us. In some ways, it's been incorporated into our psyche. And it's a new perspective. Always Hangman in that upside down energy is a reconsideration to see it from the other side. This reconciling of opposites, the above and the below in the Magician, reconciled. Ace of Swords. This is a clarity and a truth and a message. I think it's what's coming into this person in this period of a timeout. It's sort of like the psyche is taking a timeout to see it from another perspective, to gain an epiphany. And I think about, when am I ripe to move forward? This is a card of non-movement, because the psyche's busy working on something. So you're suspended. And here it comes, the revelation. The sort of, it's all rushing to this person's head. And bing, there it is. It's arrived. A takeaway, a truth. It's a takeaway in 3D, an understanding. Aces can speak to the personal. This person could be a water sign or somebody just steeped in emotion in a good way. This is almost like the tea bag, steeping the tea. You don't want to leave it in forever. Never get to drink your tea. It gets too strong. But it's timing. When do we come out of this steeping place, the position of absorbing it, kind of passively, until, in our 3D life we have a takeaway truth, which is Ten of Pentacles. A lot of this card popping up. Great abundance in Virgo energy, in Virgo season. I think what this Gemini Virgo energy is trying to bring in, and has everything, in fact, that they need. The energies are all there and all in balance. But ping, Ace of Swords, the light goes on. And it's this inclusive, grounded pentacle energy. Home and hearth. In 3D, I want to be there. Pentacles. I want to grow this. I want to invest in this. This is what matters to me. Literally, because pentacles speak to matter, to what shows up in the world that we can get our mitts on. What matters to me? And I see this as being the sort of coming together, almost like in a, where three or more are gathered in my name kind of energy. The power of, and again, look at this. I never noticed that before. Well, we have it here. The two moons and the two moons, the full moon and the full moon. These are facing the opposite way. Something about the cycles. And I said before, these are people who can come together and part and not lose the connection. There's that cyclical energy of, I'm apparently here and then I'm apparently waning and gone, that no moon time. Moon's still there. It's our placement in relation to the sun in this kind of triangulation business. But it comes back. It regrows. And I'm getting, there was a nursery rhyme or a kid's poem. The moon is the north wind's cookie. It eats it day by day. And I can't remember the rest, but it was basically the cookie is restored. We never use it up. But there is some fear, I imagine our ancestors way back watching this moon disappear and waiting for it to rise again in cycles with the feminine energy. We're all built on cycles, not static, not fixed. Okay, keep going. On High Priestess, we have the Three of Wands, another 3 card. This is the future, looking to the future. What's out there for me? In Wands energy, I have a direction and a purpose, a draw towards something, intuitively. So it's a card of Wands, but it's still intuitive, big time intuitive energy, as is High Priestess. And really, as is Hangman. It's the intuition to know kind of when I'm cooked, when I've steeped, when it's reached kind of it's time to drink the tea. When will that be? This is sort of the question. Or waiting, because it's a card of waiting. Question, 2 of Wands. What's the decision? Where do I go? 3 of Wands. Well, what's coming toward me? What have I manifest that will now be on its way toward me, attracted toward me, attracted in these High Priestess, that moon energy of attraction? Opposite of this. They're both in fire energies, but this is active, frenetic. And this is kind of like, wait for the answer. Wait for it. High Priestess, absolutely okay with waiting for it. She's in a timeless space. She doesn't feel like anything's running out of time. This energy, we're running out of time. And in fact, there may be a way in which somebody's running out of time to manifest perhaps this reunion. So they're getting more and more frantic about it. Got to speed things up. I got to speed it up. 8 of Cups is not a fast return, I wouldn't say. It's the return in terms of connection. A lot of these cups are spilled. How you spill a cup underwater, but they're apparently knocked over. Water energy, and again, I don't even know if you can see it over here. That's a moon image. The waxing or waning moon. Time is passing. In that cyclical energy of the moon, it does wax, it does wane. Some portal opens and some portal apparently closes. But in that new moon energy, you begin to manifest. Set your intention. What do you want to grow in this cycle? You're waiting for something. And here down at the bottom are these butterflies. Some sort of transformation. And I think it may be internal, to do with tapping into your spiritual power, Magician, High Priestess, both in the active and passive principles of Magician, who goes, I've got everything I need. I'm going to go make this spell or fix it or bring it in. High Priestess waits for it. On Hanged Man, the sun. Card of happiness, warmth, revelation. Not the moon energy. This is sort of like the masculine energy of, it's the time for action. In fire energy. So while we have a card of wait for it, it will come to me in its time, cyclically, High Priestess. And I can feel it. I can read the energies. I know it's coming. On Hangman, this pause to consider feelings in water energy. Steeping. Bing, done. Time for the big reveal. I can come forward. Not moon energy. We haven't actually seen the moon, but we've seen many a moon image. This is the action taking on Hangman. So this deep consideration of feelings, and then at a certain point, when you've gotten the epiphany, when somebody has, it's action time. It's go time. Based on this Ace of Swords, a new, fresh understanding that whoever is the I, the one card, could be a Gemini or a Virgo, or just somebody who's got the power to bring things through. Ace of Swords. Not the one. The one. Ace of Swords. Not the one. Ace of Wands. This is the new beginning. Passionate, purposeful, direction-taking, action-taking. Sort of like, I understand it, and now I understand what to do about it. It goes from my head, my air energy self, to this internal directional drive. Waiting for it. Boom, here it is. It's fiery, it's passionate. It's not just cerebral, but it's a really nice balance of the two. And it's the wand that the Knight of Wands is carrying. Remember I said running out of time? Well, it could be that. Because here's the new beginning just popping out. Very hard to contain Wands energy. It's on the go. Okay, I'm now supposed to clarify that Knight of Wands. Really, what is this guy after? We asked that before. Eight of Wands. The back and the forth. And it's not just like this guy going in and out, back and forth. Blah, blah, blah. These are converging to a focal point. It's a conversation on the move, in the flow, in that dynamic of Wands energy. And I think it's like a conversation that results in an agreed upon direction. It's like working out. Where do we go? How do we get there? We both want this. And one of the two in this conversation might be more insistent, more impulsive, more Knight of Wands energy. Hot to trot. Knight of Wands, knights are messengers, and they're depicted on the horse. This horse is rearing up. This is fire pony. This is like gallopy. Really anxious to communicate. And there is an element of anxiety in there. 3 of Cups. Yeah. Knight of Swords. Again, fast moving. The communicative knight who has something to say. This is sort of like, a Knight of Wands is sort of like a runaway pony. I don't have control quite over this. If you've ever been on a runaway horse, it's a thing. You lose control. They go where they want. This impulse, this drive, this intuitive sense of get there, get there. This is a bit more controlled, a bit more analytical and cold. It's the same balance here. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. They're going in the same direction. And this would temper the Knight of Wands. This is a colder energy. Knight of Wands is a fire energy. So there's a desire to have this conversation, a pressing desire. It's building up some kind of tension. And the tension is about a new understanding, Ace of Swords, a beginning on that strata, and a new beginning in terms of passion and heart energy. You know, it's not dampened down by intellect. Ten of Pentacles. King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We already have Gemini on the board. This is on 10 of Pentacles. This is somebody who's smart, who's thinks with their frontal brain. It's not that Knight of Wands, my passion overtakes me and I run around trying to touch base with everything and perhaps touching base with nothing for any length of time. This is like a cool your jets. The brain taking over and saying, you know, slow up, fire pony. We have to think about things. We have to take a more analytical approach. Knight of Wands is sort of like the primitive brain. It says, go for it, eat it, you know, jump on it. This one says, let me get some clarity. That's on 10 of Pentacles. This king, he, she, they, knows the approach, is communicative. And it's almost like on the basis of this 8 of Wands communication coming in, part of the message, because these guys are messenger cards, are a little bit contradictory. They're both fast cards. Swords are fast, wands are fast. And they're both technically masculine energies. Doesn't mean men, but it means, you know, that kind of active principle. Look for it, you know, speak about it, understand something. They're kind of insistent. And it might be the brain catching up and sort of saying, you know, you're full of passion and inspiration. And this is sort of a bit of pumping the brakes on the part of the brain about this return. Maybe needing more information somehow. 8 of Cups. Five of Cups. This is a card of sadness and depletion in Cups energy. It's focusing on this loss, like widow's weeds, on the spilled cups. Where do we have that Three of Cups? Here we go. So there may have been something that was lost, a connection that was broken. But you see all this action above, again with the rainbow, which we saw here. Two of Cups, very present here. This is a relationship that has not disappeared. After the rain, after the cups, after the sadness, this promise of something transformed, again with the butterflies. We saw the butterflies in Three of Wands. A new future. What's coming toward us is not what has been there before. And this can sort of be seen as moving on from this energy, coming up for air, coming to the surface. And the dawning of the day image. The dawning of the day. Coming to the surface in the sense that I've steeped in this emotion enough. Now's the time for these new beginnings, both in understanding and in direction, passion, purpose. A new creative approach. This character gets it. And it's sort of like wanting all these beginnings, Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, to lead, to point to this place. A place of security, stability, companionship. It's sort of like the next octave of this card of coming together with the people you care about. And there has to be communication, Eight of Wands. That fire energy of revelation, of warmth, of happiness. Having taken that deep dive, hangman, and popping back into the day, into the day. For that breath of air. Because it's clarifying Eight of Cups. Enough time in mourning. Time to turn around. Time to let what's going to come in. It seems to me what's trying to get in is this Two of Cups. Your connection with somebody who you thought was lost. You thought the relationship was done. But now you have a new idea, new clarity. Clear thinking. Not where you're so steeped in emotion you can't even... I mean, I don't know about you, but I get to that place pretty easily. I'm just crying, and I don't really know why, and I don't know what the sadness is. I haven't really identified it. And I'm not sure that thinking all about it is the way out. At least for me, I need to submerge. Steep in it. to get that new perspective where everything's revealed, no longer hidden, no, out there in this fresh new way. So while this is a return after this period of mourning, it's not like returning to the exact same spot. Time has passed. Emotions have been processed, Hanged Man. And I mean, this looks so joyful to me. You know, she's ready to embrace it. That star, which speaks to me of Aquarian energy. A breath of air energy. Coming up for a breath of air. I'd say this might be all about an air sign, except there's such a heavy water influence and fire influence. And earth, it could be anything. I mean, the magician has all the elements, earth, air, fire, water, at their command. 7 of Pentacles. You know, this is, in this particular deck especially, again, we see the moon. You know, Old Farmer's Almanac, that folklore tradition says there are times to plant and there are times to reap. New moon, time to plant. Plant the seed of intention. You know, decide what you want to grow and invest in. And this element too of the sort of visionary, the flying horses. Perhaps the flying horses, these fast, I know what to do, I know what to say. But this is a slow energy, Pentacles. It takes time to grow it. You know, this Knight of Wands energy might want to do it, you know, ASAP. Not something you can do ASAP. It's cyclical. New moon energy, you have to wait. It's not harvest time yet. You've spent the time, you've made the investment in something both tangible and visionary to do with the flying horses. I'm not sure I fully get this one. And it's Pentacles energy, but I have to say I see the star again in the Pentacles, each one. And in the heart space, that's all lit up. You know, how to make this connective feelings energy real. Okay, I'm supposed to do it on the split. Wow. Wow. We have on the split 10 of Wands, laying down the burden. You know, being guided by this sort of, you know, the bear, which is also weighting this person down. It's wrapping up a cycle. And I see this as the wheel. Somebody perhaps unburdening in order to get to that Ace of Wands, the new thing, having to unburden, wrap up the old cycle. And I see the bear as both a reassuring influence, but also like well, I'm getting steady as she goes. when you're in a boat and you've set sail, you're on a course, steady as she goes to that place of completion. 9 of Swords. Steady as she goes, not in this stressed, agitated mental state. And it's interesting because we also have that spider's web business here that we saw in High Priestess, the connective thing. That intuitive energy of being able to see through what's coming, what's going. Because swords should be about clarity and understanding. That's not this state. And every other sword is pointing in the other direction. So it's almost like, well, if this is true, why is there that? And if this is the case, why that? And I mean, this person is just about being driven nuts by it. Again, the butterfly. Almost caught in the web. Paired with this very grounded energy. And I'm getting almost like that at the beginning I said that friend of mine who was so anxious that there isn't enough time. Anxious, fearful, plagued by their thoughts, not getting a good night's sleep. And in that certain sense of the night, day, night, I never am free of this anxiety. This is the grounding of it in the fullness of time. Out of the head into something real that is established and stable. You've been able to ground this, or this sword energy person has. I really get the feeling it's not you. I think you're High Priestess energy. And I think this other person wants to, 8 of Wands, talk about your connection, 3 of Cups. Perhaps wanting to manifest, Magician, a reunion. To bring that through, to ground it. And I think there's a lot of anxiety around that. Is there time? Have I wasted time? Am I worth the other person's time and investment? I'm not sure. I'm scared of that. Like, what if they're disappointed in me? This is sort of a card of disappointment. But basically I'm coming back to see. I'm going to return to this situation and try to manifest the ability to communicate back and forth. And perhaps, if 5 of Cups was a crashed, never got off the ground love situation, this is beginning with the friendship part. Let's come together and talk. Let's clink glasses. We're all here. We're all checking in. And one more. 4 of Swords. It indicates a need for healing in the same hangman energy of it takes some time in a degree of withdrawal. not communicating, not overthinking, just resting. Resting my brain, resting the fact that I haven't been able to put something into words about how much this matters to me. That the epiphany is clear now, out in the open. This is this important. This is my happiness. How do I move toward it? Steady as she goes. And underneath that one was Queen of Wands. This is the intuitive, the mystic, the fire energy in the feminine aspect of, I don't chase you around. You're drawn to me. Or not. Queen of Wands really, I wouldn't say she doesn't care, because the next card out is Queen of Cups. In that same water energy, does care. But has a passion and a purpose. You know, cares enough to want to invest and grow this over time. To ground it. And that's sort of the direction somebody's heading. I think this is the other person kind of up in their heads and scared about how much time has passed. Seven of Pentacles. Is there enough time left? You know, we're just about wrapping up that cycle. Steady as she goes, we're headed toward it. And again, this star. A lot of implicit, to me, Aquarian energy here. Wrapping up the cycle. Cooked, having gotten the epiphany. Heading steady as she goes. I think toward the one who loves me. The other guy, I think, is being drawn, because you're open-hearted. Your love, you know, you've had disappointment. Somehow, somebody's coming back, it seems to me, to address that disappointment. To say, I'm here, I'm back. You know, gimme good lovin' is what I'm hearing in my head. Gimme good lovin'. Last card. Scorpio energy. The transformation. The phoenix. Kind of from the butterfly level of transformation into this major arcana card of rebirth. Having been through the fire. Wrapping up that cycle. Ten of Wands, where are you? Steady as she goes. Through this fairly massive transformation on the basis of having reconsidered feelings. Getting ready to move. And we have here King of Swords, Queen of Cups, you know, clarity about a loving relationship, and that marks a big transformation. We got the moon thing again, and the butterfly. Rising up. This is almost like the trail of sparks. The path. Major arcana here. Sorry, I had to peek. Six of Cups. Again, a card of return, the returning soulmate. A major transformation has happened. Somebody has been able to manifest the ability to communicate, at least in that friend connection circle. If you don't have that kind of trust, Three of Cups, Three of Wands, I've manifested enough to regain this important soulmate connection. The new thing coming to life. And it's a water energy death, Scorpio, but it's very fiery too because we have that Phoenix. The period of fear and indecision is closing out. It's been transformed into fire, like let's go, game on. And the worry about too much time has passed is just that, a worry. They'll be drawn in because they've transformed. And I'm sorry to say they, but that's how it's coming across to me. They've healed. And you know it on some level. High Priestess. In your water energy, you can feel it. You know, that spidey sense, they're coming in. And again, the Horse. Leaps and bounds. Somebody from the past. That's usually implicit in Six of Cups. And also in Eight of Cups, that return energy. And in Five of Cups, you know, something was lost along the way. But there's a return to address that. To address it, Eight of Wands, this communication energy. And it's all about the soulmate. It's all about the soulmate. Five of Cups, Six of Cups, Eight of Cups, Queen of Cups. And I think that the air sign, and there is one here, is healing, is warming up their analytical cold aspect. King of Swords, Queen of Cups. There's a balance between the head and the heart. And the heart kind of wins. On the move. I think that's it. That's it. The end, says the Death card. Time for the next cycle. Perhaps in Scorpio time. October, November. And I'm hearing that it's an old standard. It's a long, long time from May to September, but the days grow short when we reach November. The autumn winds turn the leaves to flame. That Phoenix image. Turn the leaves to flame, and I haven't got time for the waiting game. You know, that impulsive forward, let's speed it up energy. But this suggests it's already, the transformation has taken place. You don't need to push the river. You know, you can't rush the seasons. But no need to panic, Nine of Swords. Knight of Wands. No need for this frenetic thing, because if the change hasn't already taken place, it's underway. It's underway. A return of passion, creativity, a sense of direction, steady as she goes, I'm drawn toward 10 of Wands, wrapping up this cycle to get to the new thing, the new beginning. Steady as she goes. So even though it's fire energy, there's sort of an admonition, don't get into this incredibly agitated state where your Knight of Wands kind of, gotta do it, results in getting nowhere. Resign yourself to the fact that it'll take time. It's cyclical. And you, I think, is them. They recognize your high intuitive sense, your high priestess abilities. They know they can't pull the wool over your eyes. The return, whatever it is, has to be real in terms of pentacles. The cycle has to have been completed so that you know where you want to go and how to get there based on these deep feelings. They know, or they're getting the epiphany about where to go and how to get there. That's a nice coupling. Knowing it, doing it, with purpose and passion. And the brain getting on board. I think that's it. Major Arcana, we have Scorpio, we have Magician, Gemini, Virgo, we have Hangman, Pisces, Water energy. I think that's it. And Sun, Leo. The illumination, the warmth. That's where we're headed, this 10 of Wands, steady as we go. Steeped in feelings, ready to manifest, if we haven't already, this transformation. All these butterfly images. All this image of forward movement and messages coming in. And even this guy is forward movement, steady as we go. And I notice I've changed it from steady as I go or steady as you go. It's definitely a steady as we go. Passionate but stable. Something's ended so something new can begin. 10 of Wands, Ace of Wands. Steady as you go, steady as we go, steady as she goes. That's the expression. Boats are feminine. I love you guys. I think this was a slightly jangled reading, but fear not. Light, warmth, happiness on the way. Feelings, energy, Scorpio. Major transformation. After the pause, to get the epiphany. And then we can manifest. We have all the tools we need. And I don't know why I keep thinking it's not over, but it is. And there may be that may be part of the, I gotta go fast because it's all gonna be over. I'll miss the window. Not gonna miss the window. I think the window is open wide for some time. Maybe through Scorpio season. We'll see. Here comes Rue. Yeah, till next time, you guys. Oh, and I wanted to just mention, I've been looking into how to set up a membership. Apparently, until I reach 1,000 members, 1,000 subscribers, I can't set that up through YouTube. I'm looking now at, can I set it up through some other situation where you could purchase additional videos, and eventually to have a membership where you just give that one kick in like you would to public TV or radio, you know. But I haven't figured it out yet, so I will. But be patient with me. There's a lot to learn on the fly here with this YouTube and with everything, that we have to learn it on the fly. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, all those flying horses images. There's something about learning it on the fly. Okay, we'll figure it out better next time. And this is as good as we could do for today. Transformation coming. Hang in there.